So I got some big goals. I got some big goals going on right now. I'm going after them. Hey, it's Lucah here. I'm a brand strategist and I help people optimize their online strategy to be higher profitability and less complexity. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how to get to your goals faster, because obviously we all have goals. I've got a ton of goals right now. I've checked off a ton of goals, but I also have a ton. I think that's just part of business, human nature, and being an entrepreneur. But how do you get to them faster? Because, you know, a lot of the time myself and also clients too, honestly, even my wife, like a lot of people, we want these things, but we're like, why isn't it happening? Why can't I be there quicker? Why is it happening for somebody else and not for me? How come I can't just snap my fingers and wake up and let it happen? So I think part of that is that we're not great at being in the process. We're not great at patience, and generally we want things quickly. Fair. So how do we get stuff more quickly, goals more quickly? Well, I was with a client yesterday, and he's also one of my friends. So we were walking around, we were at this festival, and we ran into somebody that he knew. And the person mentioned this big campaign that he'd just done. Like, he's a photographer, creative consultant as well, and a bunch of really amazing things. Great career, and not only have we been friends, but we've been working together for quite some time, helped him close a lot of deals and do some really great things. And this woman was mentioning something that he had posted on Instagram, how he had done this big campaign for this large brand, and how great, how awesome it was. And, you know, in his credit, he did say thank you, and he was like, that's great. But then he said to her, I wish the budget was higher. And she was kind of like, oh yeah, that's annoying. And he was sort of like, yeah, maybe next time. It was all light, it was all happy, and it was, you know, he took the compliment, which I think is super important. However, he also did something that will slow your goals down big time. And that is to reject the receiving of what you want. And we do this all the time in really small ways. We reject the receiving that we want through the things that we say, through the things that we think. Because here's the thing, I know the job. I helped him price the job. It's one of the largest commercial jobs that he's ever done. Could the budget have been higher? Of course, the budget could always be higher. But what happens is we, especially when we're talking to people and we don't want to seem so great, we don't want to seem like all these amazing things are happening for us. I mean, a lot of the time, some people do, but I struggle with it too. It's like there's this fear that if you're getting to your goals, if your life is good, if you are successful, that people are going to judge you, or that there's some social code that we have where we need to downplay what's happening to us. And this is really going to go against getting the things that you want, because basically the universe is giving you stuff. It's handing you things. It's saying, here, you want a larger job? Here's a larger job. And we're happy, but then quite quickly we start talking about how it's not as big as we want it to be, and how we just start to normalize having it. And the reason that this slows you down from your goals is because it will just shut off the flow of receiving. We need to be able to give to people graciously, humbly, and importantly, and we need to be able to receive as well. We need to be able to say, hey, I notice that this is part of my goals and it's happening. I see this thing that's changing, and I'm going to put my attention there. I'm going to focus on it there. Because if he took that energy and was like, he didn't even need to mention the budget, but let's say he took that energy and was like, this is the biggest budget I've done for a big commercial campaign, that's a sign that things are just going to keep getting better and better and better. We will naturally, through that focus and through that attention, bring about more of those experiences. Does that make sense? So when we want goals and we have things that we want, we need to be receptive to them and recognize them and notice them and speak positively about them, because that's the only way that it's going to happen. So when you're talking to people or you're looking at your life, what evidence do you have that the goal is close? What evidence do you have that it's already happening? What evidence do you have that it's literally right there? You know, I was talking to my wife the other day, and she's looking for some larger jobs too. So I obviously consult and coach her. It's free because she's my wife. And she got an email in from a potential client about this job, but she doesn't know the budget, but like this job that's coming in. And immediately she starts having thoughts about like, just thoughts that it's either not going to work, or it's not going to be enough, or it's not going to be what she wants, right? This is natural. I'm not trying to throw her under the bus. But those are the moments where the universe is saying, hey, look, you asked for more jobs, you asked for a larger opportunity. I'm going to give it to you, but you mentally have to be accepting of that larger opportunity. You got to be emotionally and mentally ready for it and say, this could be the thing that I'm waiting for. This is the anticipation. You know, one of the best analogies for this that I've heard is kind of like a kid on Christmas morning. Now, I didn't celebrate Christmas growing up. I celebrate it now, but when you listen to people talk about how they felt as children on Christmas morning, it's like they're so excited, they're so pumped, they're like, they know Santa's coming, they know presents are going to be there. Without a doubt, they're pumped, they're excited, and they're seeing all the evidence around them constantly. Even if this tree hasn't even been decorated, they know by the time December is coming, they're already thinking about Christmas morning. It's that energy that's going to get you to your goals faster. And I need this reminder too. We all do, but it's something I'm working on. It's something I'm practicing. So in summary for this, if you want to get somewhere faster, watch what you say. Make sure you're not speaking about it negatively. Make sure you're not pushing it away when the evidence is right there. Make sure that you are assuming that you're on the right track, assuming that you're on the right path, and that everything that comes into your sphere is going to get you there quickly and happily and amazingly, because you 100% can and you will. If you want to join the Strategy Lab and get some strategic guidance on your brand, creative direction, digital strategy, sales funnel, click the link below. It's right there. Mwah. See you in another one.